Breaking news: Emma Raducanu, ready to prove critics wrong and follow Coco Gauff's trailblazing path. Emma Raducanu stood at the edge of the practice court, the late autumn wind brushing across her face like a dare. The floodlights of the National Tennis Center shimmered against the darkening London sky, illuminating a player caught between harsh scrutiny and unshakable resolve. Her breath fogged in the chilly air, but her mind was sharper than it had been in years. Because this time, she wasn't playing to survive. She was playing to prove them wrong. And more importantly, she was playing to chart a path that had already electrified the tennis world. Coco Gauff's path. The path of reinvention. The path of self-belief. The path where setbacks became springboards. This is that story. A young star tested too early. When Emma Raducanu captured the U.S. Open title at just 18 years old, she didn't simply announce herself. She detonated into global stardom. Overnight, she was the face of British tennis, the darling of luxury brands, and the target of every headline writer hungry for a new prodigy. But brilliance attracted backlash. Every loss became a crisis. Every injury became an excuse. Every appearance at a fashion gala ignited an avalanche of judgment. Critics claimed she was distracted, overhyped, done. Some even claimed her slam win was a fluke. But Emma stayed quiet, and silence can be the most dangerous preparation, because while the world debated her potential, she was building something more powerful than hype: hunger. Coco Gauff, the blueprint. Across the ocean, Coco Gauff had become the compass for a new generation. Her climb wasn't frictionless. She had dealt with brutal criticism, sky-high expectations, technical flaws in her forehand, and a public watching her grow up on the court. But she overcame all of it. She sharpened her game. She embraced pressure. She silenced doubters, not with words, but with trophies. The 2023 U.S. Open title wasn't just a victory. It was a declaration. Rewrite me at your own risk. Emma watched it all, quietly, carefully, studying every match, every tactical shift, every emotional battle. It wasn't envy. It was inspiration. If Coco could transform criticism into fuel, then Emma, whose peaks and valleys were equally dramatic, could do it too. And now, heading into the new season, Emma was ready to follow that trailblazing blueprint. Not by copying Gauff, but by embracing the same courage to evolve. The turning point. Emma's recent training block has been the most grueling of her career. Gone were the glamorous shoots and brand appearances. In their place were early morning strength sessions, late-night match play, and relentless focus on one unglamorous word: consistency. Her new team demanded precision. Her coaches pushed her footwork to breaking point. Her fitness trainer tore down her weaknesses and rebuilt them stronger. For the first time since the U.S. Open, a close insider said, Emma looks like she's chasing greatness, not fame. And the shift was visible. She moved lighter. She hit cleaner. She played freer. Most importantly, she played without fear. I finally feel like I can write my own chapter again, Emma confided after one session. There was a moment where the noise got louder than my tennis. Not anymore. The doubts sharpened her. The criticism toughened her. But Coco Gauff's rise reminded her that the story wasn't over. Not even close. Why Coco's path matters. Coco Gauff's evolution created a new blueprint for young stars. Face criticism head-on. Rebuild fundamentals without ego. Control the narrative by controlling performance. Trust the long game, not the loud voices. Keep pressure as motivation, not punishment. Emma has embraced each step. And just like Coco, she has plenty to prove. Because being talented isn't enough. You must be resilient. You must be strategic. You must be patient. Coco taught the world that blossoming late is not failure. It's longevity. Emma is ready to do the same. The critics still talk, but Emma no longer hears them. Pundits are still split. Some say she'll never return to her U.S. Open level. She's too fragile physically. She burns out under pressure. But those same voices once doubted Gauff's inconsistencies until she lifted the U.S. Open trophy. Emma understands now. Critics don't predict, they react. Champions don't react, they create. And Emma is ready to create again. She no longer fights the noise. She outgrows it. Inside the new Raducanu, Observers close to her training describe a version of Emma the public hasn't seen. Calm, not chaotic. Patient, not rushed. Focused, not distracted. Her serve is smoother. Her ground strokes have regained their aggression. Her athleticism, once hampered by injuries, now looks renewed. There's a fire in her eyes that whispers, "I remember who I am." And maybe the biggest change? She has rediscovered joy. Not the fleeting joy of endorsements or applause, but the quiet, sacred joy of competing, of hitting a forehand so clean it echoes, of winning points through grit, of chasing balls nobody expects her to reach. Emma is finally playing for herself. Pressure, once a villain, now the weapon. Like Coco, Emma has learned to convert pressure into power. Once, she avoided expectations. Now, she welcomes them. Pressure means people believe I can win, she said recently. And they're right. She stopped fearing the weight of her slam. She started using it as a reminder of her ceiling. Because a player who wins a grand slam as a teenager is not a mystery. She is a threat. And Emma is ready to remind the world. The new season, a reckoning ahead. With her training peak approaching, murmurs inside tennis circles suggest Emma could be one of the breakout stories of the upcoming season. Not because she is back, but because she is someone new entirely. A player rebuilt from the inside out. Coco Gauff and Emma Raducanu, not rivals, but mirrors. The media loves to compare them. The star from the U.S., the star from the U.K., two teenagers who carried the weight of nations, two prodigies who faced backlash, two champions shaped by very different journeys. But in truth, they are not rivals. They are reflections. Both are symbols of modern tennis, where talent meets turbulence, where brilliance must survive scrutiny, where youth is both a blessing and a battlefield. And in Coco's rise, Emma sees something invaluable, proof that the comeback is often more meaningful than the breakthrough. Coco showed the world how to evolve. Emma is ready to show the world how to endure. A new era begins. The door to the indoor court opened, and Emma stepped inside. The bright lights hummed above her. A basket of fresh tennis balls sat by the net, waiting to be struck. She tied her ponytail tighter. She took a deep breath. She walked toward the baseline like a soldier returning to the battlefield with new armor. Her coach nodded. "Ready?" Emma smirked, a quiet, confident grin. "I've been ready." She tossed the ball. Her racket rose. The sound of her first serve cracked through the silence like a promise. This is not the comeback of Emma Raducanu. This is the awakening. And somewhere, Coco Gauff, her inspiration, her mirror, her trailblazer, is unknowingly cheering her on simply by existing. Because in every era, one champion lights the path, and another follows it not to imitate, but to rise. Emma Raducanu is rising, and this time, she's doing it her way. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.